Hi guys, it's Paula and I hope you are doing well. This is going to be my update for Pan That Palette for 2022. This is going to be my 10-month update. Oh boy guys, I think this is my 10-month update for Pan That Palette and my 30th update for Baby Pan That Palette. Yeah, so let's start with my Baby Pan That palette. I am panning a duo from Smashbox for Baby Pan That palette. That's a project focusing on my palettes that have 5 pans or less. I have too many of them and I'm trying to use them up. I focus on one at a time, and when I eventually one day finish it, I roll in something new to take its place. I've previously completely finished a duo and a quad, and now this is my third Baby Pan That palette I'm working on. If these were the only shadows I was working on, I would have finished them a long time ago, but if you know this channel, you know that these are far from the only 2 shadows I'm working on. I'm working on a lot of shadows. So I don't make a lot of progress from one month to the next, but I just chip away at it very slowly. Here is the Smashbox duo right here, and I'm going to throw up a picture of I'll throw up a picture of where I was at last month here. Okay, here is where we're at now. Still no pan on the shimmery gold shade. I feel like I'm getting closer and closer to the edge here, and it's going much faster compared to the gold shade. I did use this a couple times. I think I'm, getting there. I don't know. I never would have guessed that I would be almost done with the matte shade completely and not even had pan on the gold shade. I'm just shocked, but that's the way it's going. I like this duo so much. It's a great duo, but it's going very slowly, and this is where I'm at. I do think I expanded pan on the matte side though, a little bit. I think it's almost time to do another month of this palette. So that's it. That's all I have to really report on this little duo. Let's move on to my Pan That palette. My Pan That palette is in collaboration with the Pantastic Ladies this year, and it has been every year for the last 5 years. And the theme that the Pantastic Ladies chose for 2022 was Size Matters, which was a theme created by Jessica Lee. And you could take that to mean whatever you want, but I chose the largest palette that I own, which is a 100 pan palette from e.l.f. And I will throw up a picture of what that palette looked like last month. And this is what it looks like this month. Sorry if you hear coughing in the background. We have a whole house of sickness here. We are a house of illness, and we all have colds. So there's lots of coughing and nose blowing and sniffling happening. It's disgusting. I don't know if you noticed, but this update is going up before my monthly empties for October. And whenever that happens, it's a sign that I've finished an eyeshadow from this palette, because I don't want to give any spoilers in my empties video for this update. So I always post this video first in the months that I've finished a shadow in this palette, which is kind of a spoiler in and of itself, but I got to keep the romance alive in these videos some way. So the pan that I finished is right here. This is my newest empty pan in this palette. This is pan number 5. 5 down, 95 to go. This was a matte brown eyeshadow that I was basically using entirely as a brow powder. I don't have it in my brows today because I finished it up before today, but yes, I have used this almost exclusively as a brow powder. Sometimes I used it as a lower lash line eyeshadow, but for the majority of the use I got on this eyeshadow, it was as a brow powder. So that was quite exciting to finish off another pan. Did I think I was going to be a little further along at this point in the game? Yeah, I did. I guess I thought I was going to have more than 5 empties by now, but is that 5 empties more than I had last year? Yeah, it is. This is 5 empties more than I had last year, so I can't complain about that. I also hit pan on another eyeshadow this month. It was kind of a surprise, but I finally hit pan on the shade. I don't know, I've double pan. I have pan up here and I have pan down there. This is the shadow I've been using as a brow bone highlight since finishing this shade. This was the shade I was using as a brow bone highlight first. I finished that off. Then I started working on this one. And for some reason, when it came to using up this eyeshadow, I was attempting to wear it down very evenly. Every once in a while, I feel like changing it up. Normally, I just go straight down and I hit pan when I hit pan and work my way around from there to finish off the eyeshadow. But this time I thought, nope, let's wear it down evenly. So I've been kind of intentionally trying to, not focus on any one area. And because of that, I didn't think I was going to hit pan anytime soon. But as you can see in this empty pan up here, there are these 2 bars that go across the pan, and those are the 2 places where I hit pan on this shade. So the top bar and the bottom bar is where I hit pan, which is so exciting. So if my math is correct, that means I believe that I have 5 finished eyeshadows and 13 eyeshadows with pan showing. Let me double check that. Yeah, I can't even begin to tell you how many times I had to recount that. 5 completely finished eyeshadows and 13 eyeshadows with pan in this palette out of 100. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. I've been having a lot of fun with this palette. It's a joy to use. I don't mind it at all. Currently, the go-tos that I've been using from this palette include, obviously, this shade that I hit pan on that I'm using as a brow bone highlight pretty much every day. Today, I used this brown shade here that I'd previously hit pan on as my brow powder. And I actually think that's probably what I'm going to be doing from now until the end of the year. And I don't think I'll be able to finish that pan, but I think I'll be able to expand it quite a bit. This is a shade that I've been using to set my eyeshadow primer. Now, if I'm using a colorful eye base, I don't use that shade to set my eyeshadow primer. I only use this shade when I'm using like my Urban Decay primer potion as an eye base, and then I'll set it with this. Otherwise, I'm not using that. So most of the time, I'm not reaching for that eyeshadow because most of the time I am using a colorful eye base like a Maybelline Color Tattoo or my Josie Maran watercolor eyeshadow, or my Too Faced Mink eyeshadow stick. Those are the things I usually reach for as eyeshadow bases. Today I have on that royal purple eyeshadow stick from Milani that's in my Project 10 uses as my eyeshadow base. So when I use a colorful eyeshadow base, I don't reach for this. But if I'm just using my Urban Decay primer potion, I will use that. I definitely think I can finish that shade before the end of the year, but I just need to do more looks that use the Urban Decay primer potion as an eyeshadow base. The other shadow that I've been reaching for quite a bit over this past month is this shade right here. I actually thought I could possibly have pan by today. It didn't quite happen. I'm wearing it today in my crease. It's a pretty pink. This was the shade that had like the gray spray over on top of it that looked marbled. And I've, worn pretty much all of that away. But yeah, I've been reaching for it a lot with these purple looks that I've been doing on my eyelid. I had somebody suggested last month that I use this in combination with this purple eyelid look, and I tried that a few times. Also, Hazel was Harley Quinn for Halloween, and she dressed up 2 times, and she did one red eye look and one blue eye look, and I used this red for her eyeshadow. So I got several uses out of that over the past month. I reached for these peachy shades a time or two. I did a skull look on me twice. I posted a video here on YouTube really late, before, like the night before Halloween, but really late at night. And basically I did a skull look and I reached for this black eyeshadow for all the eyeshadow I used. So I also used black eye crayon and yeah. I mostly did my look using a black eye crayon, but then I would set down that black eye crayon with this shadow. I was really impressed with how pigmented this shadow was. It worked out really well to set my eye crayon, but I did not hit pan or anything. That was basically the first time I've used this shadow at all. I hadn't reached for it because I've been reaching for this one when I want to like use a black. So I went for this like completely matte black. It worked out really well, but it would have been really cool to have hit pan from doing that skull look 2 days, but no pan. I think that's all I really have to report on with this palette for this month's update. I think as far as my intentions for the next month, I think I can definitely expand the pan on this shimmery brow bone eyeshadow and make it much more visible by next month. I use this every single day. That's not an issue. I think I'll be able to expand pan on this brown shade now that I'm using this as a brow powder instead of this one. And I think I can hit pan on this pink shade. I know it's kind of strange that I'm rocking these bright pink looks in fall, like late fall, but I still like pink, and I'm still trying to get to 10 uses on that purple eye crayon from Milani. So, or was it Rimmel? I think it's Milani. But beyond hitting pan on that, I would like to expand the pan on this creamy shade. I don't know if I could finish anything by next month. That's not very realistic. But I still haven't really gotten back to these two, which I thought I'd be using a lot by now. This is another good candidate to finish off between now and the end of the year if I focus in on it. That one seems to just go so fast. So maybe I should try to do that. It's crunch time, man. It is really crunch time. But this is where I'm at with my Pan That palette for today. I'm enjoying it. I'm having fun. I'm looking forward to adding, adding another point to my low buy bank now that I've finished that one eyeshadow. So I'll be talking about that in my update for my empties and low buy, hopefully tomorrow. That is it for this video though. Thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.